everyone, it's Lily here from Shine Bright Diamonds 2023, and I'm coming to you today with another one of my weekly WIP'n chats. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk today. But it is currently Sunday, September 14th, and it is about 7:45 p.m. So I still got some energy in me before I head to bed and get ready for my work week. So let's get into it. If this is your first time tuning into a WIP and Chat, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat is where I chat to you about what's been going on in my little corner here in Canada. So feel free to pull out one of your projects and work alongside me, or treat this as a podcast, whatever floats your boat. So the kit that I'm working on, I actually haven't showcased this yet in a WIP and Chat, but it is my very first landscape. And I'm going to be honest, I started this on September 1st and I still have not finished the first row. So let me just grab for you my diamond painting journal so that you can see what the image is, because it is really pretty, but it's also really hard for me. One moment. Okay, so um, oh, this is glorious. I haven't even filled in anything, but look at this. I don't even have a start date, but I did start it on September 1st. That I know. But this is it here. It is this stunning landscape. It's called Autumn Sunset by Joanna Gerard. And it was one of the diamond paintings that I had received in my first ever Diamond Art Club mystery box. My understanding is that when the mystery box released for this, I think everyone got this kit. I'm going to be honest, it is absolutely beautiful, but it's really hard in a sense that it is so confetti heavy. But let's get into it. So, the supplies that I'm using is I'm actually brought out my limited edition Yellow Dog Designs Halloween tray. So this is the lid that came with it. It released last year. But if you're new to my channel, Yellow Dog Designs is like my favorite company for diamond painting trays. So it only made sense that this tray would make an appearance. Now, because this is a very confetti heavy canvas, I am single placing. So I thought I'd change it up and I would use my little palm placer from Creations Moran. Typically, I would only use this really for ABs, but honestly, I just needed a break from holding an actual pen. And so far, the palm placer is working well. The putty that's in it is also from Creations Moran. And then finally, my release papers are these cute teddy bear, full teddy bears coming from Bee's Crafty Corner, another small shop here in Canada. So let's get into it because, ugh, as you can see, this section is a lot of confetti. Really, the only section that wasn't confetti was like this little area. But other than that, it's very confetti heavy. So yeah. So how are you? What is new? I know for me here, it has been pretty good. Um, Let me see. So last time we chatted, I had the craziest weekend where I had finally finished getting the furniture for my living room. Um, and I didn't really have like an actual weekend last week. Whereas, so what happened was when I went into the work week for this past week, I'm gonna be honest, I was like super tired and exhausted. I think because I hadn't had like the proper rest that I needed, and I felt like I hadn't done the reset that I normally do for myself um, as I prepare for the work week. So this past week, work was great. It was good. Um, After work, to be honest, I didn't do any swimming. Um, I also didn't like my dance hasn't started yet. So, in all honesty, after work, I honestly was what did I do after work? Oh gosh. Is it bad if I say that I napped almost every day when I got home from work and just watched reality TV? I did do some diamond painting, some, very little, hence how I've managed to make it almost on the first row. Um, but yeah, so after work, to be honest, this week was boring. I did not make it swimming. I didn't have any appointments after work either. Like I could just come home. To be honest, twice this past week, my commute home was really bad. The one day I decided to not take the highway home and I was just taking like one of the side roads home, which normally only takes me like about an hour instead of like my normal like 50 minutes. So it really only adds like 10 minutes. But there's like a massive road closure due to construction, and it ended up taking me an hour and 20 minutes to get home, which sucked. And then Friday, I decided to take the highway home, um, and there was an accident that must have happened like just when I got on the highway. But shockingly, traffic was moving pretty well through. Like were able to like keep like only two of the four lanes were closed on the highway. So that was a blessing because it's not like we were like four lanes down to one. So it was doable. But yeah, so this week, to be honest, when I got home from work, not a lot happened. I didn't even go for my walks. Like that's pretty bad for me. Because normally I do like go for my walks or I'll ride my bike and like I have an indoor bike. Um, or I'll go swimming. No, didn't happen. So Friday when I got home, I had a cozy night at home. I enjoyed some crafting and I watched some more Below Deck. I also finished season 2 of The White Lotus, so that was really nice. And then I didn't stay up too late Saturday or Friday night because Saturday I had a sort of a busier day. Well, I had a lot planned on Saturday, but I didn't accomplish it. So Saturday I had to wake up early because I had my physio appointment, which worked out well because my arms were getting tight again. I don't know what it is. Like the muscles keep tightening. And like I think what it is I just really need to like focus and like be super dedicated to doing my physio exercises because I'm really dedicated with my other exercises for that help with my legs and joints. But for some unknown reason, the arm ones, I'm like not as great about doing them. Which I know if I did them, then some of the tiredness that I get in my arms would feel better. Um, Although I still don't know how or what's going on with the tingling feeling, but we're still waiting for that doctor's appointment. But anyway, um, and then after my physio appointment, I ended up going to the grocery store, and I only need a small grocery this week, so I went and did my groceries. But I was super fortunate because I had like points to redeem at the grocery store. So I was able to get my groceries for only $4 this week. So I was really, really happy with that. I'm the type of person where like I save my points. Um, and I'd like use them, well, first of all, I forget to use them. That's part of the problem. And I'm just like now, like go, 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 use up your points. So my groceries were only $4 this week, which was awesome. Um, I mean, I didn't have a lot to get. All I really needed was cucumbers, a pineapple, spinach. What else did I get? What else did I get at the grocery store? Oh, I got broccoli and radishes. What else? I feel like there's some. Oh, and ice cream. That's what I got. So I mean, it wasn't anything crazy that I was buying. It wasn't like I had to do a big grocery because I'm just trying to eat what I have at home. Because apparently I was like preparing for the apocalypse when I was cooking all my freezer food. So I have like lots of homemade homemade meals made in my freezers to eat. So anyway, so that was that. And then I had the intention to do my laundry. But then what happened was I fell asleep. I was just so tired. Like I fell asleep when I got home and put away my groceries. And then what ended up happening was I woke up and realized I had to get ready because I was going to the movies with my friend to go and see Hamilton the musical because it is the 10-year anniversary of the musical. So they were like releasing the filmed version of it, like they had filmed the Broadway show and they were releasing it in the movie theater as like I guess like a tribute. So that was really fun. I ended up meeting up with her, and honestly, it was the best experience of my life. So, for those of you that don't know, I am a huge musical theater fan. I also just really love movies and TV in general. But Hamilton next to Wicked and Phantom of the Opera are like is one of my favorite musicals. And Hamilton in particular, I have seen it when it was playing for Mirvish, which is the big theater company here in Ontario, like Toronto. So I had seen it in Toronto, the off Broadway. I when I had Disney Plus, I binged it nonstop. Um, and I am just obsessed with it. So when my friend was like, "Hey, do you want to go see Hamilton in the movie theaters?" I'm like, "Yes," because I hadn't experienced it in a movie theater yet. And it was honestly the most wholesome thing of life because one, we were allowed to like sing along. And so everyone in the theater was singing along, and then there's a couple parts in like the musical where they'll say like raise a glass, and everyone in the theater was raising their drink up in the air and yelling like raise a glass. It was a vibe for me. It was a lot of fun. um yeah, so I absolutely adored it. um but so after that, we because it was later, and we both like were from different cities, so we had to like drive home, so we didn't end up getting dinner. But when I got home Saturday, I thought I was full from eating my popcorn and like my movie theater snacks. But then something happened Saturday night at like 8:30 when I got home, and I'm like, I'm starving. So I decided to, instead of getting like takeout, I've really just been wanting like homemade meals. So instead of grabbing takeout, I decided to cook myself a full on dinner at 8:30 at night. And normally I go to bed at like 9:30, or lately it's been closer to 10 to be honest. But I was just determined to have like this homemade meal. So here I am making my rice. And then I decided to do like a zucchini, bell pepper, tomato stir fry. And then I had bought like frozen spring rolls a while back. So I decided, and they, on the box it said you could put them in the air fryer. So I decided to throw those in my air fryer. And it was like the greatest meal at 9. It took me like maybe 30-ish minutes. So around 9, I ate my dinner. And then I fell asleep, only to wake up today at 7 and realize I need to get my butt in gear so that I'm ready for the work week. So last night, being Saturday, I had taken out chicken so that I could make curry chicken for dinner because that's like a comfort meal for me. So I had like prepped to make my curry chicken um, today, and then I ended up doing my laundry. I cleaned the bathroom, vacuumed my apartment, dusted, and just like organized everything that I need to do. And on top of that, I cleaned Ocean's tank, which the cleaning of Ocean's tank was not a traditional clean that I normally do. It was like an intensive clean. So what I had done, so Ocean is my pet fish. He's a beta. He is a half moon beta. And if anyone has ever had a beta fish, of all the fish pets that you can have, beta fish are very social in a sense that once they get used to you, or like the people that genuinely or generally take care of them, they like to come out to the front of their tank to greet you, and they often will follow you around the room, meaning that if you're on one side of the room, then they will go to whatever side of the tank is closest to you, and so forth. So often when I'm crafting, and this has like been with all my beta fish, but often when I'm crafting, they hover on the side of the tank closest to where I'm sitting and just stare at you. Um, and that is Ocean. Ocean is the same way. Well, I felt that Ocean needed a new plant in his tank. And I had gone to the pet store and I had found like this really nice, like soft, silky, synthetic fake plant, because like I know I should probably get real plants, but right now we're dealing with the fake ones. But I don't want something like with betas, like you don't do something with like a hard plastic as a plant or spikes because of their fins. Like that's their what makes them so special. So I had purchased like a soft leaf plant that felt like almost silky. Um, and I wanted to put it in his tank. And on top of that, I noticed that Ocean likes to go in his pineapple, and that's where he does all of his pooping. So I couldn't take my suction to like suck up his poop properly. I'm sorry if this is like TMI, but this is fish parent life. So poor Ocean, on top of me removing the old plant to put in the fresh plant, also had to deal with me having to remove the pineapple to like clean inside of it. And of course, the moment I went to go lift the pineapple out of the tank, doesn't Ocean go into the pineapple to hide from me, only for me to lift the pineapple up? And he has like no cover. He was like, so yeah, he was traumatized and he was puffing. Like, I was shocked. Like, he actually was puffing quite a bit. And I was like, for people that say that fish don't have personalities, let me tell you, they do, because he puffed up. He didn't like me suctioning the stuff. When I put the new plant in, he wouldn't go near it. Like, he stayed on the other side of the tank and he stayed in his pineapple. He is now coming out of his pineapple, but he's been keeping his back to me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. Like, I don't understand why you're so angry. Like, your tank is clean, you've been fed, like, you've had like the ultimate experience, but he's just been sitting in his pineapple with his back to me. So yeah. So maybe I'm like nutty for how I talk about my pet fish, but honestly, they have personalities, which is wild because I would like I'd love to get a dog one day, but then part of me is like, what if the dog doesn't do well with my fish and blah blah. Like, I don't know. Anyway, that's another story. So that was today. In other news, I made the honest attempt. So I have less than 100 pages left of Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So when I was done all of my cleaning and everything was all nice, I made the honest attempt to put on the Jays game. Like, I love watching like Toronto, like the Toronto Blue Jays. So I made an honest attempt to put on the Blue Jays game in the background while I sit on my couch and read the book with the intention to read it. Now, fun fact about me is I genuinely love putting a baseball game or a hockey game on in the background. Now, if it's a Toronto Maple Leafs game, I will be watching it. I get into it. If it's a Toronto Blue Jays game, then that's on the TV, I'll glance up, but normally like with the Jays games, I can, because there's just a lot of sort of like waiting around I find in baseball, then often I'm able to do another activity or like read my book. So I don't think I have to check when hockey comes back on TV because I'm honestly missing my hockey. But anyway, so I made the valiant effort to put on the Blue Jays game and finish Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid because I only have less than 100 pages to go. I fell asleep, which I'm not surprised because I also have the habit where at night, if I need, like, if I'm finding it hard to wind down, I'll put on like a hockey game or a baseball game that's playing and I will fall asleep to the announcer's voice. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that I fell asleep, but at the same time, I was like, huh. I mean, it was a great nap. It was only like a 90-minute nap. Um, but still. So I did not finish the book. But it's like one of those things now where because it has less than 100 pages, I don't want to bring it with me to work to read because often I find with Taylor Jenkins Reid books, like the last little bit is when it's like super emotionally charged. And what was it? Carrie Soto is back. Um, I cried at the end of that book, which with how Atmosphere is, I feel like it's going to be quite emotional. Hence why I don't want to bring it with me to work because I don't need my coworkers just seeing me randomly sobbing at my desk reading. Um, yeah. So what I've done is because Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, I had put it on pause. I've decided that that book I will bring with me to work because I still have a long way to go with finishing that book. But I kind of figured that's a good book for me to have at work because the chapters are super short. And when I'm at work, I like to, I don't know why, but I just feel like if I can finish a chapter or two on my lunch break, then I feel, I feel good about myself. Whereas at work, like if I can't finish a chapter or two, then it just eats away at me until I can open my book again. I mean, when I'm at home, if I don't finish a chapter, it's not the end of the world. Because often, if I don't finish the chapter, it's because I'm reading it to fall asleep. Um, yeah, but I normally always finish the chapter. It's just at work, there's a time limit because I only have like 40 minutes for my lunch. But anyway, so yeah, so that is what happened to me today, which I'm gonna grab some tea because I do have some diamond painting news to talk to you about. Also, the tea that I'm drinking is lavender chamomile tea, which I had found it in HomeSense. It is so good. I had bought this tea because for whatever reason, the sleepy time tea is the one with like the bear and the reading chair. Um, every time I went looking for it, it was sold out. So I don't know if like maybe like everyone in my community is just like this is like the tea to drink. So I wasn't able to get it, and I was in HomeSense, and I always look at their teas. Um, and I had seen lavender chamomile, and I like lavender in tea, and chamomile is my go to at night. So that's why that is now my new nighttime tea. But anyway, so in diamond painting news, I was a little bad. So I finally redeemed my Diamond Art Club voucher. I had a $50 like I have like a lot of points to use up for Diamond Art Club. So I ended up redeeming $50. I finally used it. And I ended up picking up the Trick or Treat diamond painting by Miss Holly. It's the one with Wilhelmina, and she's like casting a spell, and there's like pumpkins around her. So I finally got that one, which I haven't even actually opened it to look at the canvas. But I did look at my Treasure Quest card. It's a bronze. And then because I still needed like a couple things for free shipping, I had on my wish list some of the mini dazzle kits. So I ended up getting the fairies mini dazzle and like the unicorn magical pony one. So that came this past week. And then a while back, I had ordered the Bijou Bliss Drills and Chills tray, which I wasn't going to, but then I'm like, Drills and Chills is just such an important event to me. And since I've joined, I've gotten my Drills and Chills tray every year. Like that's like the one like merch that I treat myself to during the event. So I ordered my Drills and Chills tray. It's apparently coming tomorrow. So I'm really happy about that. I ordered it in the narrow rather than the regular size because back in the summer, I had ordered one narrow and one of the small, like or mini trays from Bijou Bliss. And I realized that their narrow trays are like the perfect size for me. And then their mini or small, whatever they are, trays, I just really like them. So I was like, well, I'll get the narrow of the Drills and Chills tray this year. It won't fit like how like the regular trays fit. Like I know it's going to be sort of smaller, but that's okay. Um, so that is supposed to be coming tomorrow. And then finally, I have been dealing with some issues with my diamond painting space in a sense where how I've been rolling my canvases has not been working for me. Like it's not working out. So I finally caved and I had ordered from Creations Moren the table clamps. Um, it was a set, so it comes with the two table clamps, and then there's like this piece that like you can put to just keep your canvas rolled up. So that I did order. Um, I know I think there's like a 10 to 15 day period where like they need time to make your order because it's a 3D item, and they always just make it like it's made to order. That's what it is. So I'm hoping maybe sometime in October that will come. Um, But yeah, so it's been a while since I've actually treated myself to some new diamond painting things. Um, so I'm really excited. I mean, I have been trying to use up the diamond paintings in my stash, but at the same time, I'm like, I have all these points. I need to start using them. And I mean, the Miss Holly kit I'm obsessed with. I know there's been one Margaret Morales diamond painting that came out that I didn't purchase because I've sort of been trying to be on a no buy, and that was the Lumina, which is the girl with like all the butterflies. And I remember that one in voting. That one is currently on my wish list, which I'm really happy I did not try and purchase that when it released because apparently it sold out within seconds. Um, so yeah. So anyway, that is that. But that's my exciting diamond painting news. In other news, this diamond painting that I'm working on. I think I said at the beginning of the video that I would get into how it's so special. So as you can see, this diamond painting is very confetti heavy. If I were to actually, I'll turn off the light so you can see a bit better. But like all of this is just pure confetti, which up to this point, I have like confetti has never really bothered me. However, um, this one is a lot because there isn't really a mix of confetti and color blocking, or at least line blocking confetti. Like this is just a lot more single placing. Um, I thought that I would have this kit finished by the end of September, considering, well, also I've just been really busy in September, but I have a feeling this project is going to be taking me a lot longer than I anticipated, which I am okay with because I am genuinely enjoying it. At first, I was feeling a little discouraged because of how long it took me. But then I also had to remember that one, diamond painting isn't a race, and two, this is a confetti heavy piece, and three, I've been busy and I'm also still getting used to where all the colors are in my storage system. So, of course, it's going to take me a little time. After working on it this weekend, so I was able to complete like this area earlier today. I got into a really good groove and I found it really relaxing just putting drills on the canvas one at a time, even though it's taking me forever. Um, Now, because this one is taking me a lot longer than I thought, I don't think I will be able to get to one of the other Halloween pieces that I had wanted to work on unless I like kit it up and just sort of bounce between the two. But I sort of don't want to do that yet, at least, because I know if I kit up something else, then this kit probably will get put to the side. And I don't want this kit to become like the Halloween mystery kit that I started like a year ago and I haven't done much progress on. Um, so I do plan to work on this, but who knows? Maybe it will go by much quicker once I like really get familiar with the canvas. Um, who knows? Or I might kit something up just to break up the amount of confetti. Like find something in my stash that is color blocky. Um, but at the same time, I don't want too many projects because I know for myself, if I have more than two projects kitted up, then it's too much. Like, look at the mystery kit. It's been kitted up. I told myself I'd work on it. I would do like, try and do like a section a day or whatever. Nope, hasn't happened. Um, haven't even brought it out. I think, well, actually, now my craft room is a little more organized. And the mystery canvas is now being stored under my futon. Which I don't even know what happened. Like, I just sort of look at him like, oh, yes, you're there, you're hiding. Yeah, I really need to work on that. But anyway, so yeah, so this kit, it will be taking me a lot longer. But I do want to give it an honest effort before I realize I might need a break from working on this. I also, as you can see, my placement is not the greatest, but I think partially because I need to switch out my pen. As much as I love my what's it called? My palm placer. Sometimes you just need a proper pen. So this pen is the Diamond Art Club Twist and Pick pen. It's my go-to when I am doing a lot of single placing because the putty is already in it and I don't have to keep adding putty. Um, I've also realized that I'm becoming a putty monster in a sense where I am forever putting putty in my pens. I don't know. Let me know if this is you and maybe you have a solution for me. But the past couple times when I've been diamond painting, I've been finding that I have been needing to swap out my putty a lot more. And I don't know if it's because I'm not putting enough putty in, where like I feel like I'm not filling up like my multi placers. So I feel like I'm just using more putty than normal. And I've also been really picky lately. Like when I've been diamond painting, if as soon as my putty is like the slightest bit not sticky, I like immediately need new putty. When I know like all it would take is me to just like maybe, you know, fix because I sometimes I put too much putty and then it comes out the sides. Um yeah, I don't know. Let me know. Are you a putty monster? Are you someone who just like uses abnormal amounts of putty? Please say yes to make me feel better about myself. Um, yeah, I don't know what's been going on. Like I've just been like going through putty like no tomorrow, which is okay because I have like an abnormal amount of putty. Which talking about that, I have been organizing my stash, trying to figure out the stash videos. Don't worry, I know some of you are waiting. It will come, but as they say, good things take time. Um, well, actually, I know for a fact. So the putty, I just have to sit down. You know what it is? I just need to sit down and film my putty, release paper, and my tray stash. Those are the easiest ones. The pen stash could work, but my pen, I don't have a good organization system for my pens yet. And I have quite a few, not quite a few, a lot of diamond painting pens. Um, so yeah, I got to figure that out. But yes, so I just need to sit and film those. That's what I need to do. But talking about videos, this coming week, so this WIP'n chat is going up on Tuesday. And then Thursday will be the post review of my weekend is all booked. That was like the small canvas that I had finished from Allen Gems. Um, and then that's all I got. That's all I got. I mean, I'm doing okay. I guess I should mention that. I mean, it's my first month back to work, back to school, getting into the new swing of things. Work's been chaotic. So I mean, the fact that I'm still able to still film is impressive on my end. Maybe not for you, but for me, I'm proud of myself that I've managed to be able to film. But anyway, I just need more tea. So yes, I'm trying to think. Are there any more updates besides me going as Neil space? My goal would be tonight to finish this section, kit up, not kit up, but organize the next row so that tomorrow morning I can start that. Because this past week, to be honest, because I've just been so tired, I have not been able to get my butt out of bed at 5 a.m. So I used to be able to wake up at 5 a.m., no problem, have like my nice slow mornings, having my breakfast, watching TV, like mainly watching the traffic and weather report on the news. Um, and then having my breakfast, then have time to craft, get ready, and then go to work. I think because last weekend, my weekend was just so busy and I didn't get to really relax. I think I was trying to make up for that in the mornings this past week where I was just sort of sleeping in. Um, because I wasn't getting out of bed till like almost 5:30, 5:40, and then it was sort of like rush. Well, not rush because I do my hair the night before. I blow dry my hair at night, and I find when I blow dry it, it just helps so that when I wake up in the morning, I don't have to really do much to it. Like I just need to brush it out. because my hair is sort of like a wavy straight. Unless I have really bad like bedhead or I sleep on it funny and there's this weird, I don't know, cowlick or whatever, or crink in it. I don't think I get cowlicks because my hair's sort of long. Like my hair's like just past my shoulders. Um, but most of the time I don't have to straighten my hair to go to work, which is nice. I used to straighten my hair every morning. Now I'm like, no thanks. I'd rather be crafting. Um, but no, this past week, I mean, it wasn't rushing per se. It was just sort of like I was only getting maybe like 10 minutes of crafting before I had to leave, whereas normally I get like half an hour of crafting in before I leave for work. So I think that's also why it was taking me a little longer for this canvas because normally I diamond paint on the weekends. Typically, I'll diamond paint in the morning when I wake up, do whatever I need to do, and then if I have downtime after I finish all my chores, then I'll craft or watch TV or whatever. So this weekend was a good weekend for that. Um, but no, like this past week, I was getting up at around like 5:30, 5:40 in the morning, eating my breakfast, getting like maybe 10 minutes in, which on a canvas like this, 10 minutes, like you don't accomplish a whole lot, especially me, because I am a slower diamond painter with confetti. And then I would just leave for work. So I'm hoping this week I will be a little more getting out of bed. I know this week my dance officially starts up, so I have dance twice a week for an hour and a half per class. So I have dance starting up this week. I have my doctor's appointment. Um, what else do I have this week? That's it. That's it. That's not too bad. Um, yeah, but I'm really excited for dance to be honest. I miss dance. I also did not do what I said I would, where I would try my best to like, keep myself in like that top fit shape because when I'm dancing, I find like I'm really have more energy to keep up my fitness. So like with dance, like it's an hour and a half intensive at night. We don't do breaks. So it for me, that's 3 hours a week where I'm dancing. And then on top of that, I also have like my practice with dance because any of our new combinations we learn or any of the new things that we're learning, like I want to practice it. And I've been really focusing on like my arm movements and just having better fluidity with how I'm moving my arms. So for me right now, strength training has been really important. But the past 2, 3 weeks, I have not really been strength training in a sense where, so I need, okay, I know I need to start lifting weights to get better definition, but a lot of times when I'm doing my strength training, the resistance that I need for my dance fluidity is coming from how I'm moving my arms. And I find water running really helps because I'm working, like when I'm water running, I'll do this thing where instead of me moving my arms back and forth like traditional treading water, I will tread water really aggressively with my legs so that I can stay afloat while I'm trying my best to move my arms how you would with the different arm positions for dance. And I find that that really helps create the resistance that I'm looking for in my dance movements. But at the same time, it's also conditioning my muscles because water provides you with that resistance. So, water running is really good for that, but I haven't been going, which is not good. I really need to go. Um, and then on top of that, with my cardio, I'll either go for my walks or I'll ride my bike. But because of the wasps, and I'm terrified of wasps, I haven't been going outside for my walks. Although at work I do a lot of walking because my kiddos in my class we do a lot of movement breaks. Um, so that's been good, but it's not as much as I normally do. So in other words, I'm really excited for dance because it will motivate me to get more active. I find that when I'm doing physical activities, then I like it's just such a positive thing because I'll do the physical activity, I get in a groove, and then my mental health just feels better. Like mentally, I feel lighter. Um, but then I also find that I have more energy, which makes me more willing and wanting to move my body. Whereas this past week, because last weekend I didn't have a weekend, um, I mean, I say that with like a genuine joke because I did have a weekend. It's just I was super busy. But because this past work week, I think I was just trying to recover. And also this past work week was a little chaotic. Um, I just got too comfortable just flopping on the couch and not wanting to move as much. So anyway, this week is a new week. New week, new goals, new mindset. That's what we're going for. But yes. So anyway, back. I feel like that was a longest tangent of life. But like I was saying, this week my dance classes start again. I have my doctor's appointment. I've got that's really it. And then hopefully make some progress on this diamond painting. Finish Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Um, I also seriously need to start for because I'm in two book clubs, so I need to start the books for both my book clubs. One book club is reading the Spell Shop. I don't know who the author is, but it's like a cozy fantasy. And then my dark romance book club, they've chose a book because I couldn't make it to the meeting, and like chat, but they had messaged saying they had chosen a book called Blood Orange or Dark Orange. I can't remember. Um, oh, I did all of this color. Go me go. No, I didn't. Um, which I think it's like a vampire dark romance. I'm not too sure. I have to look up these books because I know the Spell Shop, I believe we're meeting at the end of September to talk about that one, and I haven't started it. And then my dark romance book club, we're not meeting until the middle of October. So that one I have time. Um, but yeah. So I just want to clear like the books that I'm reading. I am also making progress in the book Quicksilver by oh, what's the author's name? Is it Callie? I can't remember. But the sequel is coming out in November, Brimstone. If you Google like Quicksilver, the book, it'll probably pop up. It has like a man on the cover and it looks like he's like crying with like a sword. Uh, but that book I've been reading, it's a fantasy. It's not it's not smut. It's just like I think it's supposed to be like a little spicy, but not like whoa. Um, but it's really good. Like I'm honestly enjoying it. The banter between the two characters is really good. Um, I've been reading that one at night on my like it's on my e-reader. So that one I've been reading at night. Which honestly I'm really excited to crawl into bed to read that book because it actually like it's a fantasy. It's not a romance fantasy. It's literally a fantasy. Because so far there has been zero romance. I mean, there's been like some tension where you think could there be romance, but there's been like nothing. Like the main female character has just said like, oh, he's really cute, but there's been nothing like acting on it. So I don't think there's any spice in this book, to be honest. Which I'm okay with that. Sometimes you need a break from spice. Sometimes you just want a book without the spice. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's been going on. Um, yeah, I think I'm actually out of things to talk about finally. I've only been blabbing for almost 45, 50 minutes. I feel like lately I've just had like more to say. And I feel like my WIP'n chats are just slow getting longer and longer, so I do apologize. If you're someone who did enjoy my shorter WIP'n chats, I apologize, but um I've now just become a rambler. That's just how it is. I think partially it's because I also live alone and if I'm not talking in these videos, I literally am not talking, which is really weird because, like, when I lived with my ex, like you'd always have someone to talk to. But now, if I'm not at work or like hanging out with my friends, I actually don't talk. Maybe that's why my WIP'n chats are getting so long. I don't know. Let me know if you're like the same way as me. Huh. I feel like I just had a revelation of some kind. Anywho. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up before I spiral because it's like 8:30 at night. But this is what I managed to get done, which I think it's looking pretty good. It's getting there slowly. After I finish with this like brown color, or no, red, I don't know what color that is, then we move on to the brown fairy dust. That's the one thing that I really like about this diamond painting is the fairy dust placement is stunning. There's also no ABs, which, I mean, I don't see how they could put ABs in this, but for those of you that know me, you know that I love ABs, but I hate placing them. So, I mean, sort of nice. Just fairy dust. Okay, I'm going to let you go officially. Um, if you did enjoy today's WIP'n chat, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support does mean the world to me. Of course, if you are looking for more diamond painting content, you can find me on my Instagram at ShineBrightDiamonds2023. Now, if you did make it to the end, why don't you leave me a fall themed emoji? So maybe it's a leaf, a pumpkin, a tree. I don't know. Something that's fall themed to you. That way I know you made it through my crazy ramblings. All right. Have a good one. I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.